Yeah.
Israel is a small state in the Middle East that is heavily militarized because no one cares about its security. Not only has Israel been the victim of devastating attacks since October 7, 2023, but it has also been the victim of sporadic terrorist attacks since its inception in 1948. Israel has the toughest soldiers and the toughest special forces in the world. In this video, we intend to introduce you to these special army commandos. We will show you not only how much Israel's special forces were feared by the enemy, but also how they helped save the lives of many Germans in the past. We show you that the population of Israel is a nation under pressure from other nations. They are specifically tasked with protecting Israel from terrorist attacks and repatriating people to cities that have been attacked. They were rescued in 1974 in a special operation after they were taken hostage by hostile organizations and killed by Israeli enemies, including 22 civilians. They are capable of ensuring the entry of such hostages into the country. Here, special forces consisting of only the best are formed, but how do they get into this group every year? You may not know. The vast majority of them are soldiers, who have already served in the Israel Defense Forces, the Israeli Army, with years of experience, in the top police service or in the army, well trained in how to behave in extreme situations. All members must be between 22 and 30 years of age and, accordingly, in top physical shape. In addition, they must have high political knowledge and speak several languages. In addition, daily Arabic lessons are followed by training in Hebrew and English, the only languages often used to communicate with enemy hostages. However, what matters is the topic of resilience. So, at the end of the training, all the soldiers on the team have to go on active operations. Although these life-threatening missions are top secret, they have some of the most brutal physical and mental work you can imagine, but it can be assumed that they are comparable to that of the U.S. Navy SEALs. These precious men can't sleep for days, and they have to detonate underwater explosives, secure rented buildings, run countless kilometers, or parachute from thousands of meters to perform extremely difficult military tasks. They are capable of attacking the target in small groups. Only 1 out of every 1,500 applicants who come for training every year can become the most accurate and best soldiers in the world. For Skeeted 13 unit, unlike the Yamam, the Skeeted 13 is focused on this as a naval unit. Being active on the water doesn't make them any less intimidating. Since 1949, Shet 13 has ensured that Israel will not be attacked over water. This unit is equipped not only with the latest warships, but also with powerful weapons. Each soldier is equipped with a state-of-the-art Kalashnikov and grenade launcher, and has access to the Negev machine gun, specially made for Israeli soldiers. It is unique in the IEV world as it weighs only 7 kilograms but can fire up to 1,150 rounds per minute. In 1967, Israel captured 2 Egyptian Yeast cities in Yom Kippur despite the Six-Day War. The 1937 war, the Second Intifada of 2000, and the coordinated attack on Israel by the Palestinians always contributed to Shat 13. Shayet assures that only Israeli soldiers are part of the 13. During the 20-month training period, of course, the first few months are spent practicing classical combat with a rifle. Then, all soldiers will learn spectacular parachute operations during jump training, which can also lead to open water combat during severe storms. Then they learn how to plant explosives, defuse them, and infiltrate small boats into enemy territory, or practice swimming a few kilometers in cold, icy water. Train anyone to become a combat diver. Can stay underwater without any support, but in the strongest currents, can also repair ships, or sabotage enemy boats. Skills for close combat are then taught, such as how to defuse explosives to protect the population, from assassination attempts. Attacking the enemy on the water, and freeing its hostages, neutralizing mines underwater and fighting active divers in close combat, or giving information to the small messenger, so they are responsible. However, they are capable of ensuring that soldiers are dropped invisibly on beaches in hostile areas. However, Israel's most feared elite unit is the Seret Matkal, responsible for some of the most spectacular operations in Israeli history since 1957. A huge Boeing was hijacked by a Palestinian group with 100 passengers on board. The operation was so spectacular at the time that the newly formed GSG-9 was trained by Germany's Seret Matkal and released an aircraft during a similar operation in Mogadishu in 1977. In addition, Seret Matkal also exerts political influence as a special unit. Assigned to both counterterrorism and the Secret Service, they have access to information that even large parts of the regular military cannot access. During training, soldiers are also trained in psychological warfare, mental stability, and handling of top-secret information. Of course, Seret Matkal is also known for something else, which is particularly well proven here because of their good work and important connections with politics, and the Secret Service often offers opportunities for political positions. Not only was former Israeli Defense Minister Naftali Bennett a member of Seret Matkal, but current Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was also a top soldier in Seret Matkal for 5 years. Netanyahu was seen at the time as a resilient soldier who, despite being wounded several times in the so-called guerrilla war, quickly rose to the rank of unit commander and had a direct impact on the military course of the war. Finally, we would like to introduce 2 other organizations that have continued past and present. On the one hand, there was Mossad, the notorious Israeli Secret Service that had repeatedly carried out acts of violence in the past decades. In 1960, among other things, some Mossad agents kidnapped none other than Adolf Eichmann, who fled to Argentina after World War II, and was later sentenced to death after becoming one of Europe's most responsible for the massacres in Israel. In addition, in 1965, Mossad managed to steal secret Soviet documents from the then Soviet leader and deliver them to the United States. This action is still considered the beginning of good military relations between Israel and the United States. In addition, Mossad repeatedly managed to eliminate Iranian nuclear researchers, such as scientist Mohsen Farizad, who were on Iranian soil after threatening to destroy Israel with a nuclear bomb. In the current fight against Hamas, there is another special unit that has a huge responsibility, the so-called Weizala. The Weasels are a unit of the Israeli army, who specializes in tunnel warfare, hostage rescue, and eliminating enemy combatants. According to Israel, there are hundreds of kilometers of tunnels in the ongoing conflict, especially if Hamas uses them for their military purposes under Gaza City. Weizala has a great responsibility to destroy these tunnels. Please tell us in the comments which of these units you found the most violent.